Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I thought I would just start doing a really quick little whip and chat this afternoon before I have to go and pick my son up from school. And I'm still working on Into Wonderland by Diamond Art Club. Actually, it's by JoJo's Art, and the company that sells it is Diamond Art Club. But this is let me show you if I can get it in the frame here. This is the painting that I'm working on, and it is a square. It's a square diamond, which, you know, the squares, the squares used to be my downfall because I really had trouble lining them up. But guess what? I think I'm finally catching on and getting used to them. But that said, it has been a long time since I've worked on this. I went back and looked at my previous video, and it looks like it was probably all the way back in the summer of last year that I did anything on this diamond painting at all. It's just been crazy around here, guys. My daughter, you know, graduated from high school last year, and she was off to college. So let me get some more drills out so we can keep chatting. But she was off to college, and so that was a big change. And my son is actually a senior in high school this year. So he's going to graduate here, what is it, just in a couple months. Hard to believe, guys. I am going to be an empty nester. So I've been going through a lot of, like, I don't know if you'd call it mental struggles, but just the thought of both of my kiddos not actually being here anymore is a huge change to get used to. So I've been doing a lot of thinking and a lot of debating and trying to decide if I want to move, because right now I live in Santa Cruz, and as you know, that is in California, and it is, guys, it is so expensive here. So I don't know. I'm just thinking. I'm thinking, should I sell my place and find a cheaper place to live? Like maybe even, gosh, I don't know. I really don't want to say anything yet because I'm not sure. I mean, as much as I say I wouldn't want to move back to Oklahoma because of the weather, the extreme temps, the freezing winters. I mean, they're actually, right now as we speak, right now as we diamond paint, I think we're in the single digits today and having like snow and sleet and black ice. And I'm sitting here, you know, in my cozy little house here in Santa Cruz with, I think we're gonna get up to maybe 58 degrees today. But it did actually get down to 33 last night, which is really, really rare. It hardly ever freezes here. It's like Santa Cruz has the perfect temperatures. So that would be something that would be really hard to give up because I really don't do well with extreme temp changes. I think I've gotten really spoiled living here. I think the average temperature here is like, you know, 60s maybe, upper 60s, maybe lower 70s year round, with just a couple of months that it gets down into the 50s at night, or no, 50s during the day, maybe 40s at night. And that's in Fahrenheit. I'm not sure where everybody's watching from, but We go by Fahrenheit temps here, so you'd have to figure out the difference. But yeah, gosh, I'm saying a lot right now, aren't I? I am just getting over a sore throat, which I had for about 4 days. It was so bad. I do not know what caused it, and it seems like it was the only symptom I had. Today is probably the first day that I really do feel better. Well, that my throat feels better. The rest of my body felt okay, and I didn't really feel like I was getting sick. I didn't have a fever or anything like that. But I have had like a little bit of a stuffy nose, runny nose, sneezing, and that sore throat. It was miserable. But thank goodness I am getting over it. It was bad. I hope you guys are all hanging in there and staying healthy. It's probably because we've had some changes in the weather here. We did have, I think it was like 2 or 3 weeks that we had so much rain. If you guys watch the news, you probably saw the flooding in Santa Cruz County and the Bay Area, which is where I am. Luckily, my home didn't suffer any damage, but areas like really close to here in the mountains had to evacuate. I was actually under an evacuation warning for a couple of days, so that was kind of scary. I actually had my bags packed and had everything by the front door ready to go. I was just trying to figure out, how would I get the dogs and the mouse? I still have my daughter's mouse too. I was like, how am I gonna get all the stuff that I want to protect and save, and 3 dogs and a mouse into the car if we had to evacuate? I was like, oh, it was pretty stressful. I did lose a little bit of sleep over that, because I was woken up at, I think it was like 5:30 or 6 in the morning one morning with the alert, like a warning, what is it called? A warning siren or something that goes off on your phone when there's an emergency. And it was saying that we were under an emergency flood warning and to be prepared to evacuate. So yeah, that was not a fun time, but we got through it. It is finally sunny today. One bad thing about it was, I think, I don't remember if I mentioned in my previous WIP and chat, which was a few months ago. I apologize for that. But I don't remember if I mentioned that I had bought my daughter a car. I had gotten her a used VW Beetle. I think it's a Beetle. Yeah, I don't think it's a Bug. I think it's a Beetle. Got it on Craigslist. Well, her car flooded, guys. It flooded during all that rain that we were having. And the reason was, I don't remember if all of this had happened before or after my last WIP and chat, but she only had her car for like a month or 2, and we went shopping. We took it to Target to go shopping, came out to the car, and when we got in the car, she put the key in and it would not turn. The key was stuck. It was like, just, she put it into the keyhole, into the ignition, and it was like you couldn't turn it at all. And it wasn't the steering wheel, which is like the first thing everybody asks. Did you check if the steering wheel was locked? Because I know if you lock the steering wheel, it keeps the key from turning. You have to unlock the steering wheel to turn the key, but it wasn't that. Have no idea what it was. Still haven't figured it out, guys. It is sitting, not being driven, sitting in the parking lot right now. and it's a convertible beetle. So you know how you need power? You need power to operate the windows and things on these new cars. New-ish, it's not really new. I think it's a 2006. But you know how you need power to operate windows and such? Well, since it's been sitting there for so long, the battery died. And we don't want to get a new battery in it until we figure out what's wrong with the ignition. And guys, her doors do not close properly with the position that the windows are in. When you close the door, it doesn't seal properly, because normally when you normally when you put the key in the ignition, for some reason her windows will go up and back down and seal and come up under the convertible top to seal. Well, since the power's not working, they don't do that. And when you close the doors, the window doesn't go down and back up under the top. So there's this gap at the top of the window, and the rain gets in. And guys, it was a holy nightmare. We went out there after it had been raining for a few days to just look in her car and check on it. And water was literally standing in the floorboard. We ended up scooping water out of her floors for probably, I don't know, it took an hour at least. I had a bucket out there and was just literally scooping buckets of water out of her car. Gosh, guys, I really hope that her floor doesn't get rusty or even worse. Well, I mean, rust's bad enough, but it could get mold. I really don't know what to do. She can't take her car with her to college, which is what she wanted to do when we got it. Oops. Did I wiggle you? I have you precariously sitting on a box right now because I couldn't find my small tripod. But yeah, so guys, she couldn't take her car to college because she'd have to pay for parking, which she didn't want to do. I mean, there's no parking at her dorm. You have to pay to park in the parking garages around there and stuff. So yeah, it's really bad, guys. I don't know what I'm gonna do with her car. I'm probably gonna have to have it towed somewhere. Oh, well, like I said, we got stuck at Target and we actually had to call a tow truck. Luckily, her insurance covered for the towing. But and then we had to take an Uber back because they don't let you ride with the tow truck anymore. I don't know if that's just a COVID thing or what, but they towed the car separately. We had to get an Uber. Luckily, insurance paid for that too. But, guys, it's a nightmare. That, and then she wanted to get a puppy, which you've probably seen in my previous video that I just did. I shared that I don't only have 2 dogs right now, I've got 3. So we've got a new puppy, Pishu. And Pishu is Chinese for, I think it's some type of dragon. But my daughter named him Pishu, and she liked that name. And, yeah. So I've got her puppy right now because, as you know, like I said, she's in a dorm at college, and I told her she should wait until she could take care of a puppy herself, but she insisted she wanted this one, and her and her boyfriend went and picked him up. They found him on Craigslist, I think, and so yeah, she was like, this was before Christmas, and then she was like, is it okay if you watch him until I get my own apartment? Oh, who am I to say no to another fur baby? Although he is also a holy terror. He's been getting into my yarn. He's been chewing on the legs of coffee tables, the coffee table and different things. But it's not like that coffee table hadn't been chewed on before, because when Chase was a puppy, he did the same thing for a little while. Just glad I didn't go out and get new furniture once he stopped, because now it's like it's become a chew toy again. Oh, but anyway, let me know what you guys have been up to. I actually took a trip in October. I drove back to see my family in Oklahoma. That's another thing I did since my last Whip and Chat. It's really been too long since I've done a Whip and Chat. There's so many things to catch up on besides the weather and the flooding and the car flooding and the new puppy and my daughter going to college and Brandon, my son, graduating or gonna graduate this year, and me thinking about moving. And yeah, so I went back to Oklahoma to visit my family in October. And hang on, let me see if I can get these drills moved down a little bit, because they're getting low and it's hard to pick up multiples at the same time. But so yeah, I did a road trip with the mouse and 2 dogs, because I didn't have the puppy yet at that time. I can't even imagine if I tried to go with 3 dogs and a mouse. But drove my car. I actually took 3 days to get to Oklahoma, and I did it adventure style. I actually slept in my car and car camped the whole way there. I slept in Love's parking lots, those travel centers, you know, like the truck stop Love's. I didn't realize it, but you can actually spend the night in their parking lot. I've been watching a lot of van life videos because, you know, like I'd mentioned previously, I've kind of thought about maybe getting a van and doing some traveling once Brandon heads off to college. And I may try to do that still, guys. That's another thing I'm considering. Maybe I'll sell my place here and buy a tiny house somewhere and a van and do like a year-long road trip and travel around the country. And of course I would YouTube that as well. I actually have another YouTube channel, and that is where I shared all of my adventures when I went to Oklahoma, even the down and dirty sleeping in my car. It was a real adventure, guys. I'm kind of embarrassed to link it here. Should I? I don't know if I should. I don't know who all watches this channel. If any of you, well, gosh, now that I've said it, I guess I should. Well, because I kind of already told you that I have another channel, and I don't know if you guys have found it yet or not, but I guess I will link it down below. It's a little embarrassing because I just went raw in that one. And on that channel, I showed how I was sleeping in my car. I literally like turned the camera on when I woke up in the morning in the freezing temperatures. I slept in my car one night when it was below freezing outside. It wasn't just frost. There was ice inside my car when I woke up in the morning. You know how if you're in your car when it's really cold out and you get condensation from breathing, if you're breathing in your car, the windows will fog up? Well, the condensation that was inside my car actually turned into ice, and I had solid ice like on the inside of my windows when I woke up in the morning, one morning. But yeah, that channel was fully vlog style, is fully vlog style. I'm still planning to do some more videos on that channel as well, where anytime I go camping or go on any kind of adventures or do any geocaching or anything, I'm going to be posting those on that channel. So if you guys are into that kind of adventure, I guess you could go ahead and follow me over there, and I'll try not to be embarrassed if you're watching. But yeah, I did go on adventures with my brother. We went out and explored, like, we explored a couple of abandoned gas stations. We went to an old river. Well, an old river. It's called Soggy Bottom. And it's where people go, like, what do you call it? The off-road terrain vehicles. I forget what it's called, but anyway, we took his Jeep out there and did some off-roading and hung out at the river one day with him and my nephew. Not my nephew, my niece. But yeah, so a lot of my videos that I've done recently have actually just been over on that channel, because I was out, you know, road tripping, or I've been just so busy doing stuff that I haven't had a chance to do anything on this channel. But I'm slowly getting back into it. I posted a short earlier today. While I was working on this, I was like, oh, maybe I'll post a short. Put some music to it and did a little sped up, not quite a time lapse, but a little sped up video, 15-second short, and showed my diamond painting working on this, and then I updated you guys on the crafty stuff that I've been doing in my previous video that I posted here. Was it yesterday or the day before? Yeah. And I shared some of my knitting and my crochet and my pottery, which I've started doing again. So I think what I'll do is probably post diamond painting, knitting and crochet, and maybe even some pottery every now and then on this channel, and just continue this channel, but it may not strictly be for diamond painting like it was. I was mostly doing diamond painting, if I can talk. I was mostly doing diamond painting on this channel, but I mean, I also love knitting and I also love making pottery, so I just thought, you know, it's all craftiness, and why not share all the crafts that I do, right? And if you guys watched this channel from the beginning, I had already planned on kind of doing that. I had said, I named it Needle to Needle because it was going to be needle crafts like knitting, and I bought some cross-stitch kits that I wanted to try, and then these diamond painting pens aren't really needles, but I guess you could call it, like, I don't know, call it a needle. And I'm just crafting from needle to needle, right? From knitting needles to diamond painting pen needles to possibly sewing needles for cross stitch. And I do use needles in my pottery too, so it all goes together. But hopefully you guys won't mind if I share other crafts here. Let me know in the comments if you guys do anything besides diamond painting, or if you were just here for the diamond painting, if that's like your primary craft, or what other kinds of crafts you guys enjoy. Because if you would like to learn how to knit, you know, I could do some knitting tutorials. I actually did, recently, I did post a tutorial on how to cast on to get you started on knitting. So that's in a video I posted here. I think it was just like 2 months ago. So yeah, if you guys want to check that one out, you'll learn how to cast on, and maybe we can carry on from there and Maybe we could even do like some knit-alongs together, and I could share some of my knitting patterns that I've created. And we could do some mystery knit-alongs or something to that effect. I think that would be fun. We could knit together, we could diamond paint together. And then with my pottery, I probably won't show too much of the process unless you guys are interested in it. But I probably will show my kiln openings so you guys can see like what I see when I first open the kiln and see like how pretty they are when they come out glazed and everything. So we'll do some pottery kiln openings, and yeah. Now if I move, that's going to be another ordeal of of trying to get this place organized, or decluttered, I should say. Decluttered so that I can move, because I have so much stuff, guys, that I need to sort through and downsize. Because I'm thinking if I do move, I want it to be like a tiny home somewhere. My mom thinks I need a bigger home so that I can have like a place to store all my stuff, a craft room, a doll room. You know, guys, I don't know if I've mentioned before, but I collect ball jointed dolls. I have another channel for that. Guys, I've got like, I think I've got 4 YouTube channels now that I've been trying to keep up with. But yeah, I've been a busy bee. So anyway, I think we're just about caught up on what's been going on here. I'm sure I'm forgetting something. But it's about time that I'm going to have to go pick Brandon up from school, because he's in school right now. I just thought I'd do a quick little whip and chat while he was at school today, and while the puppy is sleeping and not... Actually, I think all the dogs are sleeping right now. They're being very quiet, which is nice, because it's not always that quiet around here anymore, so it's kind of hard to find a perfect moment to do a video without hearing barking or some sort of doggy whining in the background. But anyway, guys, that, and I think I need to get some water because... Oh, and am I off camera here? Let me turn it just a little bit. And ooh, there we go. Hopefully, yeah, I was working way off camera, wasn't I? Did you guys not see when I was putting drills over here? All right, let me pick up the camera and show you guys my progress so far on this. And then I'm going to say goodbye so I can get this uploaded. But, whoops. Let's move the plug. So, I've got most of the top done. Look at that. So, I did most of this within the last couple of days. I would say since I had my sore throat, I've been working on this side. And then this part was done last year, this section here. And now I'm working on this center part to kind of join what I did last year. Oops, and I feel like there's a loose drill. Yes, there is. Hopefully that's the same color I was working with. But yeah, I'm trying to join, I'm working on this center section here to kind of join together what I did last year and what I'm doing now. And once again, this is the full final picture. So as you can see, we are just about done with the eye section. So I'm only about, once I finish going across here, I'll only be about 1/3 of the way done. These take a while, don't they? But anyway, I'm gonna sign out, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll have a link to Diamond Art Club down below because that's where I got this, and it's called Into Wonderland. I'm not sure if they still have this diamond painting. I should have checked before I started doing the WIP and chat, but it is by JoJo's Art, and it's called Into Wonderland. And I should have put my start date, but it was sometime last year. And hopefully I'll get it done here within the next month or two. Hopefully it won't take that long. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all again in the next video. I hope you enjoyed this little WIP and chat, and I will have some box openings coming soon. Bye. Have a great day.